So in terms of like how we got started, how was like the first session, and how did you feel with all as we progressed through the actual training weeks and months?
Well, I remember our very first session was actually pretty easy because I feel like it was more you just taking a look at what I had been doing. So the way I was squatting, the way I was deadlifting, the way I was benching. And I think throughout that first session, we noticed that for me, some of the bigger issues technique-wise was the deadlift and the squat, especially the deadlift. And the squat, I think, only needed minor tweaks. So when we started training, we were really focusing more on I think we started with the squat to begin with in the first block. And I think we did around all up so far, we did 6 blocks, and that's each was like 4 weeks or so, with a 1 week deload in between each one. So at the beginning, it was a bit of it's tricky at the beginning because I had to change my form pretty much completely for my deadlift. My deadlift was a complete change, and my squat was just getting out of that habit of almost the squatting the way you see on social networks, like seeing on Instagram and Facebook, just watching the stereotypical squat the way that you believe you should squat. Trying to get out of that habit, and ever since then I haven't gone back. Any squat that I do now is it's just locked in now, that technique. So other than that, I don't know. We try to push the weight barriers as well, especially with deadlifts. We really try to push through and get me lifting a bit heavier. Same with the squats as we progressed further down the track. So for us, I think the importance at the beginning was technique. So I was trying to nail the technique more so in the first few sessions that we did. And then we moved on to a bit more weight. And then even towards the end, we even went into speed. So just actually getting some speed on my lift, because that was for me as well was a big issue. Was I was the classic bodybuilding, very slow, lifting the deadlift very slow, lifting the squat, just trying to that slow lift and getting the speed on it was pretty a good shock to the system too. But yeah, our training routine was basically looked like you'd give me the program. We'd have 1 session a week, intensive session where it was just you and I, and we'd go through any difficult, tricky spots or go through the program once through. Then you'd let me go and do my own thing for a week. Then we meet up the next week again. And yeah, we had a pretty good system going, I feel like.